Hello, hello, and thank you for joining as I'm getting started here for yet another interview today. I thank you guys for popping in and saying hello yourself, smashing that like and hitting that share, making sure we get the content of the person we're going to watch out there, making sure we get everybody's attention on Green Dragon. So again, thank you for joining and making sure that you are following our person of the hour. Getting ready to hit that in live action screen. Just waiting for you to pop in and say hello. So today in Population 1 for our US players, it is Halloween. I just want to say Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween to everybody out there. I appreciate the day itself. It is my favorite holiday. So if you're keeping track of my answers on the interview, today would be my answer for favorite holiday for sure, by far. All right. Well, I think it's about time we get started, so just make sure you guys are saying hello in chat, letting me know that you're here so that I can let our interviewee know that you are here. If you want to ask a question, go ahead and drop it in there, and I will go ahead and ask him for you. And today I've brought you to the beautiful city of Metropolis. Metropolis seems to be a very common place for everybody to say that is my favorite spot. And as you know, if you've been interviewed or if you've watched the interviews, that is generally my first question is where would you like to do the interview? Where is your favorite spot on this map? And you guys can see the map as I'm flying over top, flying down to our man of the hour. And we're getting close. We're getting close. Here's the countdown. I don't know what he's doing out here, but here we go. We are here to interview the man of the hour, building his way. Here he is, Green Dragon. Hello.
Hello.
Is this a hi? Is this a hello? Is this a hi?
I was trying to build it before you got back here, but yes, it was going to be a hi.
Hi. It's a nice job. I like it. It's beautiful.
Slowly getting there.
I like how it's
Missed the
3D. Mine was super flat and
Right.
boring. All right, let's do you want to go in the gun shop or you want to do it out here?
Yeah.
In here?
Yeah, we can do it right in here.
All right. So Green
Just,
Dragon.
Come to my table.
I know, right? And it's unfortunately empty at the moment, but I'm sure you will be open soon. All right. Most important question so that everybody that jumps in and learns more about Green Dragon, where can we find you online?
Green Dragon 1 Gaming on Facebook. You can also find me on TikTok at Green Dragon 1 Gaming. And there's underscores under each green_dragon_1_gaming on TikTok.
Okay.
You can check me out there. I'm almost to my 1,000 followers on TikTok.
Yay!
So yeah,
Almost
come check me out, you
verified.
guys.
Very good. Okay. And then any streaming goals that you're reaching towards? Here that you're almost at 1,000 then in TikTok. Anything going on in Facebook that you're reaching at?
The main thing that I'm doing with, say, Facebook, I like to give to people.
Mm-hmm.
So like
You're well known for it.
I Nito to get Nito a new Oculus, so I've already donated $100. I'm paying for shipping, so I'm just looking for donations for each person throughout my time playing, and that's all I'm gonna do. I'm okay with money wise, financials. So I'm doing this just to earn money for other people. So I'm just choosing people at random to just kind of give them a hey, how you doing?
I love
just showing
it.
them some love.
Absolutely.
And that's the main reason I stream, just to have fun.
Okay. Well, we're going to run this show as usual. Lots of questions, a little game where I get to guess your loadout, and a little banter back and forth about how well you killed me last night. That's fine. That's fine. He didn't slap me once, guys. He'll slap me twice, like one after the other. And you did figure out how to get our team down. It was very simple, and when you said it, when I went back and I watched, I laughed hard because it's true. When I play with Devil's Reaper, and I play with anybody else, and most likely lately it's been Lady, if you get TipsyTrixie down, They will come.
Devil Reaper comes on in. You know, they all come in.
Oh my gosh. We're going to have to be more strategic now. Thank you for showing that to everybody. You also play with a significant other that I'd like to go ahead and mention, Pink Dragon. She couldn't be here today, but hello, Pink. Is she maybe in your chat?
She is not. She's actually training right now because she got accepted into driving a train, which is called the Light Rail here in Portland. It's with the buses and stuff like that, but she's going to be on the rail side of the thing. So this is kind of a big deal for her.
It is. I lived north of you in Washington and often went to Portland, and so that's an awesome job because your guys' railway out there is amazing.
Yeah, and all it's going to do, it's expanding for more because from my understanding, like Portland's trying to make it where there's not a lot of cars and vehicles out on the roads.
Okay.
And stuff. You know, they're making it more bus friendly. That's their goals, from my understanding.
Okay.
It kind of sucks because I like my cars, I like my trucks. You know.
Yeah. For those independent moves, I can see that.
Good for the environment, you know.
Yeah, exactly. You are a very environmental state. I remember partnering with you guys, and it's all about the environment that way. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty details about your Population 1 experience and learning a little bit more about Green Dragon as a human being outside of the game. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, you kind of already gave this one away, but where are you located?
I'm located in Portland, Oregon, the Pacific Northwest.
Yay. I love it there. It's beautiful.
It is.
My favorite place that I've been so far. And do you mind sharing what you do for a living outside of playing this wonderful game?
Well, for many years, for like 20 some odd years, I worked for Albertsons grocery chain. I was an assistant store manager. But then I decided to move on from there, and I was working for FedEx. I was actually making more money working for FedEx than working for them. So I moved on. However, I got hit by a drunk driver while I was working. That ended my career. So now I can't work. So I'm kind of just stuck at home, not be able to do everything that I used to do. So I'm trying to really learn to live with it, I should say.
Sure,
you know,
sure. Rehab
try
in a
to
different
accept
way.
it, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm sorry that happened to you, and but I'm also thankful that you're deep within our community. You're a well-known face, and we love having you here. So I'm glad this is now part of your new plan.
It.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Well,
let's
what's
talk.
better than games?
I know, right?
Family.
You got it right on the nose. All right, this game has been a beautiful thing for a lot of us. My question to you is when did you find it? When did you start playing?
Actually, shortly after my accident. So my accident happened almost 2 years ago, like 2.5 years ago it happened. And I was scrolling through and I came across Wesley Snipes.
Okay.
And I really started watching him and getting into that. I had bought an Oculus, like the first. Whoops, sorry, my bad. I bought my first Oculus with the Oculus One.
Okay.
And my son kind of took that over. You know, I played a few games here and there, but I was also working a lot at that time.
Sure.
And then me and my wife were like, you know, I don't get that much exercise because of my accident, so why not get the Oculus so I can do something, you know? So we went out and bought the new Oculus after watching Wesley, and then I started playing on Pop 1.
Love it.
And that was actually October. It's been exactly 1 year and 2 days.
Okay.
Since we bought it, so.
Perfect. Okay, so then let's talk about your gamer tag, Green Dragon. I've seen lots of dragons. I can only assume dragons are part of your passion, but where did you get that name and what does it mean to you?
I've always loved dragons. I've always loved the color green. Red is my favorite color. I've worn red since I was a little kid. But green, it's just, I love the color green also, and I used to be Red Dragon on PlayStation, so I thought I'd do something different on on this, and so I became Green Dragon.
Awesome.
However, the dragons actually came from Taekwondo. My kids are in Taekwondo. My son's been in there, and my daughter's been in there for going on 5 years now. So my son he's a black belt. My daughter's a green belt because she was in the Little Dragons.
Yep.
So she could not become a black belt until she graduated out of that. And once she turned 7 years old, she graduated out of that. Now she's working her way back up. But she knows all that stuff all the way up to a black belt already. So she's
7, and she knows the patterns and everything all the way up to black belt already.
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
Beautiful. Okay.
So she's still learning, you know, and I mean, she was young at that time, but now she's working her way up, and we've got belt testing 2 weeks from now, and we have actually a tournament coming up on November 5th.
Yeah.
You know, and so I'm really excited about that. Yeah, I raised money for that, and we actually raised like over $2,000 total. It was amazing. So we've got everybody's all good for that. That was an amazing thing.
Wow. Well, I mean, 7 at that advancement, I don't know if that's normal in Taekwondo. It wasn't when I was a kid and my brother was in it, but that's amazing. So congrats to her and your family, because that means that you guys are probably just as badass. I'm sure of it. Yeah. What is that?
I'm more of a lover than a fighter.
Will, a lover than a fighter? Okay, that's a good. That's a good plan. Pink just popped into my stream to say hello. So yep, I've got your guy right here. We're doing the thing. All right. So let's talk about what level you are. Where are you at currently?
I actually, just a couple days ago, I hit level 60. So now I've got my golden PJ suit.
Congrats.
But because today's Halloween, I had to use pumpkin head, you know.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Otherwise, I'd be sporting the gold, you know.
Yep, you were in the gold last night when you kicked my butt.
That's right.
That's right. That happened.
And I started thinking about it later. I'm like, gosh, this is too shiny. You know, everybody's gonna target me.
It reflects across the map.
Yeah.
It's like the samurai. It makes that shiny highlighter thing across the map.
Right.
Oh, there he is. All right. Are you currently in a clan?
I actually currently left Cyanide.
Okay.
And I am with Nito's clan now, DBT.
Okay. Perfect. All right. And then I did see that as part of your logoing on your streamer page. So congrats to that, because that transition is probably something you were looking forward to. And that's,
I mean,
Nito's a great player
personable,
too.
You know, and they're great people, you know.
Yeah, heck yeah.
It's a very new clan, you know, but Nito's a great guy. You know, he wants to be positive and really push positive stuff, you know. So I've got to praise him for that, you know. I mean, after hearing his story, you know, it just it makes me happy, you know, and that's the type of people I want to be around.
Oh, heck yeah. And he puts out content, does he not?
He does content videos of Pop 1 on TikTok.
Okay, all right. You can always send him my
so
way.
he just got verified just a couple weeks ago, so.
I saw that last night. I did, so send him my way.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
All right.
I will.
Green Dragon, do you play in tournaments? Are you interested in them if you don't?
You know, I am interested in it. I was starting to do it when I was in Cyanide, and things just didn't work out for me, and I'll leave it at that.
All right. So let's talk about your favorite part of the map. You brought me over here to Metropolis, into the gun store.
Yeah.
Usually this is incredibly stocked with all of our favorite gear. And my question to you is, I'm going to pull the map up next to you. It's right here. You can't see it, but I can. Let's talk to chat real quick. What part of the map would you like to see go away?
Personally, I think Outpost, I think should go away, but I think it should expand the map and go more into the mountain ranges.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Okay, into the hills.
I think that if we had hills and like tunnels and stuff like that, I think that would be amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I would like that. That's a great idea. All right, we're about to talk about your favorite weapons, but we do this in a very different way. As most people know that watch this show, we'd play a game. And if you haven't seen it before, it's the weapon loadout game. So, Green Dragon, you're going to pick your favorite weapons, shields, health, whatever it is that you would, in your perfect world, have in that wheel. And I'm going to pick what I think you're picking. So, we're going to try and match. I'm going to match your loadout, okay?
Yep, I've seen it done before.
Beautiful. It's going to be open
I saw
chat.
how Red Legend did that.
Perfect. It's going to be open chat so we can hear each other. I'm going to try and talk as vaguely as possible. We'll see.
Alrighty.
All right, here we go, guys. On the TipsyTrixie Takeover Day of Halloween for us US folks. Happy Halloween to everyone out there. My favorite holiday. What are your kids doing for Halloween this year, Dragon?
We might go out with some friends and go a little trick-or-treating.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little skeptical about it still with COVID and all that, so...
Sure.
So I just... Yeah, but we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta wait for my little guy to get old enough. I did just post a new picture of the Pop One baby in his
Yes,
Halloween
I
outfit.
saw that, I believe.
Did you see it? Vlad, did you see that one? It was fresh out of the creation. In a moment right before the stream, I posted Vlad. Pop One baby Vlad. And check it out, but not yet, guys. Your job right now is to pay attention. We're learning about Green Legend and his loadout. Let me talk to chat real quick. All right, guys, here's where we're at. So for Green Legend, this is where I'm going to be guessing, okay?
Dragon.
Sorry. Well, yeah, because you messed me up saying Red Dragon. Green Dragon. Here we go. All right. We've got these ones here, I believe, is what he prefers over the others. And I believe these are preferred over the others as well. And then this is one that I was surprised by. So I'm hoping that this is part of his wheelhouse, just because I've seen him carry quite a few often. Thanks for all those likes, guys. Thanks for all those shares. I appreciate you being here. This one I think I need to get rid of. So we're going to be shopping for a couple more guns. And this one I feel fairly confident in. I see this one in a regular loadout. So there's two more guns that I'm going to be looking for in particular. Let's see if I can load them up without getting this too far wrong. All right. And if you guys want to catch Green Dragon, he is live right now over on Facebook. All right. I need one more gun. How are you doing?
I'm almost there.
Perfect. And I just found mine, so unless I find an upgrade to make it look prettier, I'm ready to find you on the map wherever you are. You just let me know when. I'm just shopping around for something more shiny.
Gotcha.
You know how us ladies like to find the shiny things. That's kind of what I'm doing. I'm looking for the shiny. All right. In the meantime...
The funny thing is, I'm the same way.
Yeah, see? Well, then it's not a lady thing. That was wrong of
I
me
like
to
the
say.
shiny stuff. That's right.
Ooh, I know where I'm going. I'm going to go to that drop and cross my fingers that I find something shiny over there to replace. It's going to be all the ones that I didn't pick. Watch. I think it is, too. It totally is. Oh, man. Okay, so, guys, I heard him talking about this in his stream last night. He does not like this gun. It will not be in his loadout 100%. This one I'm not sure about. I didn't see it hit his loadout, but who knows? It could be a possibility that would surprise me. Yeah, so I don't feel like you're going to need anything at the drop over here. But that's where I'm going to hang out until you're ready, okay?
Perfect.
All right. In the meantime, let's talk about who we've got in chat. We've got Omega Nightmare, who has joined us, and if you guys want to let me know in chat you're here. Yeah. And
What's up, buddy?
We've got Alt, we've got Will, we've got Your Lady, we've got Our Lady, CYN Lady. Simon Best is here. What's up, dude? Sheesh. Nito is here.
Nito.
What is up, Jake? Aaron here. So your virtual
Do you want me to come
samurai.
to you? I'm
yep.
ready.
Whenever you're ready, head this way. We've got Spicy Wiener and Seabridge saying hello. Ottawa,
Immortal Jamin
hello.
1994.
Ottawa, how you doing?
Azariah, hello.
What's
LOL,
up,
I was just
everybody?
watching him.
Chris Burton and Jinxy Win. Sorry for slaughtering your name.
Immortal
Yusti.
Jamin 1994.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for popping in and saying hello.
What up, Omega?
All right. I'm really glad to see you turned around there. You checked out the gold weapons and you turned back around. So that made me feel good. All right. So I do see that I failed on a couple of items because you're holding them in your hands. So let's see how bad I did. All right. So instead of carrying a sword, I went for a third gun because I did not see you carry a sword very often or throughout the entire game. The beginning of the game, yes, and then maybe not so much most of the reels that I saw. So I went with 3 guns. But for health, I see I got this wrong. I went for bananas. What did you pull?
I do carry bananas.
Okay. But you also carry, I saw, cans, yeah?
Yes, I do.
Man. Okay.
I carry the cans also.
Okay.
Not every game, but it depends on how far away from the circle I am.
Okay. Explain that to me.
I just drink when I get out because I like to be out in the zone, I should say.
Yep.
Everybody always calls me out on it. You're cooking. And that's just how I do it because then I kind of flank around people.
Mm-hmm.
And
good rotation. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the next items that I had for shields, and I may be wrong, but I chose a shaker. Yep. I noticed you had shakers more often than you had the can.
3 shakers.
Okay, beautiful. The next item, which I got excited about, maybe it was a fluke, but I pulled grenades.
Every once in a while, I use grenades. However, I was very excited yesterday to get 2 kills with
double
the grenades.
nade. You did.
Yeah, I did.
That's what I was talking
I'm gonna
about.
Make a TikTok out of that one. That was that. I actually never carry the nades like that, but that was like perfect timing. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty cool. And I was watching that as soon as I saw it happening. I was like, that wasn't us, because that's the same game you killed me in, right before you killed me. And I was like, that's not us, is it? And I saw the double nade kill, and I was like, phew, no, thank goodness. All right. So then next, we get to the weapons. I felt really confident with this one. The ump.
Of course.
Okay.
The ump is my all-time favorite gun. That is my go-to. A lot of times, I will run with only an ump.
I saw that. That's why it was so hard to pick your loadout, because I was like, really? Because almost every time.
But I change it up every once in a while.
You do, which is probably was going to get confusing because I pulled an op. Do you have an op?
Yes, I actually just started. I just started using the op again.
Okay.
There for the longest time, the only time I can shoot an op and actually hit somebody, I would have to go in and change my settings.
Okay.
I did not like doing that, so I quit using it. But here, since a recent update, I picked it up again, and I've been just nailing people with that op.
Perfect. Okay. And oops, the last gun that I did pick was the P90. I wasn't sure, but you did pick up a gold last night, and you did rant a little bit about it, and then you killed a bunch of people with it, so I went with the P90.
Yes. So the P90 I do pick up only because Raging Handicap had to talk smack about me not picking up a P90 and picking up an ump instead. So I started picking that up just because of
Raging.
that.
Look, nah.
That's right, Raging Handicap.
Immortal Jamin 1994.
But yeah, so I ended up picking that up.
Settings?
A game that I was playing against him, and I ended up killing him with it. So So that made my day. Because I mean he's a good player, you know, and for me to go in and take out his team with the P90 after he had said that, you know, it kind of made me kind of happy, you know, like
yeah.
But he's a great guy, but
He is. I like the dude. Let's go over here
He
to these
is.
other weapons right here because I saw these and I was like, oh, he mentioned the fail in his stream last night.
Yeah, the foul I don't like. I used to like it at first when it first came out, you know.
Uh-huh.
I would shoot okay with it, but I don't like it. The fire rate's too slow for me, and it's
Mhm.
got too much kick.
Mhm.
The MP5, it does not carry enough bullets.
Okay.
Even though I get killed by it quite often, it's like I cannot aim that thing. I don't know why. I cannot get any hits.
I know, it's like a spray gun. It doesn't function very well. Well, the last part about this is me killing you. You know, that happens.
I knew I was going to keep my sword in my hand because I knew you were going to do that.
Just getting you back for last night. That's all. That's all. Phew, now we're almost even.
Right? One more.
Yep.
One more,
Oh,
Tipsy.
man. I'm going to have to get sweaty. Thanks for joining the TipsyTrixie Takeover Day. I am interviewing Green Dragon. You can find him live right now over on Facebook. He also shares content. Where else do you share content, Dragon?
On Facebook and on TikTok.
TikTok. So we can find you in both places. He's live right now. Make sure you guys are popping over there and sharing the love. We're going to talk a little bit more about these weapons. So in terms of the weapons, do you have any sweet secrets that you can share with me to make me a better player? Or anybody else watching?
I'm still learning. With the ump, just make sure when you click it in, you actually pull the chamber all the way back. Because if you don't pull it all the way back, it'll just go back and it won't reload. That's one thing that I've noticed, and it really it irks my noodle, but
It's infuriating. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah, it
my
drives me
go-to
nuts.
also.
There's been times where I've like cocked it back like multiple times, and it just would not, you know.
And you die by it, right?
Yep.
It's frustrating. Yeah, that reload is the only thing that I don't like about the gun, but I will pick it up over a P90 any day. What about your least favorite weapon out of these guys? What do you want to share with me?
This weapon right here.
Gosh, this one is getting
Why
really
I
bad
didn't pick
rap.
it up, but the MK18, I do not like. I don't like burst guns. Never have, never will. I didn't even like it in Call of Duty.
Okay. So, Big Box, this is like one of the most common answers to that question. The MK18 is not a favorite. Got to do something to it.
Now, if the MK18, if they can make it where there's a switch on it and go back and forth, then I'd use it.
Okay. Well, that would be an easy fix, guys. Come on. All right.
That's right.
Let's talk about your weapon wheel. Do you organize it when you're playing?
Sometimes I do. I try to pick stuff up in the sequence that I go, but yes, I will stop every once in a while and change it. Depends on how close we are to another team. Or if my teammates are like pointing out people, we don't have time for it, let's just go get it. So yeah, every once in a while I do.
Okay. And then what's the easiest way for me to kill you? Do you want to share a weakness?
Flying through my builds.
Okay, tell me what that looks like. Flying through your builds.
Yeah, people fly through the builds and kill me, and it's very frustrating.
Dang it. Okay, and is that a glitch?
I think so.
Okay.
Because it's happened quite often, so I think that's the easiest way to kill me.
Okay.
I've been really working on building and stuff, so...
Are you building
I think that's the
stacked
thing.
building, 90-degree building, tall building? Like what?
I'm not doing tall buildings. I'm just trying to build to get away from stuff. So, like, I'll build over 2 rocks or something so I can get the upper hand on people.
Okay.
It just depends on where I'm at.
Perfect. Well, I pop into your stream as often as possible, and sometimes you're playing with Pink and sometimes you're not. Do you have a specific stream schedule?
It's mainly in the evenings. Because my daughter's homeschooled, so I do the homeschool stuff with my daughter. And then once we get done with that, if I have time to, then I do a little bit for a couple hours after that. But on Tuesdays and Thursdays, those are Taekwondo days, so those 2 days I don't stream until later.
Okay.
On the weekends is like the only time I really get to play with Pink, so I usually do like a couple hours earlier, a couple hours later. She doesn't play the whole stream with me, because she's got her sleep schedule that she has to stick with
Oh,
her
sure.
new job. So
Yep. Okay.
so yeah.
Very cool. Well, I like your attitude when you're playing. You're very positive. I like that positivity.
Sometimes it's
Well,
the dragon rage. It's the
what I was
dragon
going to
rage.
say is there is some dragon rage that comes out that follows by a few shots of whiskey, maybe. I'm just saying. But
Last night was the first time I drank in a year. So I only
okay.
had 4 shots last night, so I was like, I was feeling pretty good, but I
Yep.
don't like that feeling. That's why I don't drink.
Oh,
And then
same
I wake
here.
up the next day, just feel
Same here.
blah,
That's how this happened. The name.
But I don't drink. I don't smoke. I quit smoking cigarettes over a year ago. I don't smoke weed. I don't smoke marijuana or anything like that. So yeah, I just I don't do nothing.
Well, I do appreciate your positive outlook in the community and on your streams. I think that when
Thank
you
you. I
get
appreciate it.
angry in your gameplay, it's funny to watch. So I just,
Right.
I don't think it ever crosses that line. So my question to you is, why do you stream?
Why do I stream? Just to, since my accident, I just, my mind kind of went south, I felt like I wasn't good enough for anything, especially Pink and my family, because having something that you love to do, taking care of the family, Pink's never had to get a job or anything like that, and having that ripped out from under your feet, no more basketball, no more fishing, can't do any of that stuff anymore. It really did a number on my mind, and I felt really worthless, and I'm still trying to cope with it, with Pink having to get a job. I've always wanted her to stay at home so I can take care of her financially,
Sure.
but I've also, she's more than welcome to get a job if she wanted to, so she can have that adult time. I have no problem with that. But the main thing was with me growing up the way I grew up, I've always wanted to give my kids and my wife something that I never had, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So, and
exactly.
that stability,
Okay.
So
well,
yeah,
and,
that's the main reason I play it, to kind of keep my mind at ease, I should say.
yeah, and I would say that would be a great answer, and probably also is the answer for you when I ask, how has Population 1 helped you personally? Would you want to add to that?
I met some amazing people on Population. Yeah, it's a really good community. And I don't have a lot of friends around us, so I pretty much stick to just the family, my immediate family, her immediate family, and we've got one group of friends from Taekwondo that we met, and we just kind of hit it off with them, but they're not into gaming or anything like that, but yeah, so this is Population 1 community is like the only place that my friends are, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But yeah,
I feel you
met
on
some
that.
amazing people here.
And
Yeah,
there's some
yeah.
real friendships that are bonded from this game that are stronger than friendships or relationships outside of this game in real life.
Yeah.
So, I would
I
absolutely 100%
like I met
agree.
Red Legend, Red Legend, we just hit that off,
You guys vibed hard.
we were like inseparable, for the longest time,
Yep.
And then his hours changed, and he wanted to make different content besides just Pop 1, and I can respect that,
Yeah.
But I would never give up that friendship, he's an amazing guy.
Absolutely. Well, Vinny Carter is in here saying, heart, 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 heart. What does green stand for? And if I may speak for you, you mentioned that he likes the color green, and that in your other content you were Red Dragon, and this is Green Dragon here in Population 1.
Yeah. In PlayStation, I was Red Dragon. On Oculus, I'm Green Dragon, and on the Xbox, I was Oregon Eagle 1. So
All over. Okay. We're sticking with
Yeah,
dragons now. This is the man of the hour
That's
here,
right.
guys. You can find Green Dragon online, live on Facebook. Let's talk a little bit about how you pick your teammates. It used to be really easy. I'd pop it on really late at night, and it would be you, pink and red.
Me, red and pink. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It used to be us only. Then I when I joined CYN, I had my squad there. Then unfortunately it didn't work out, and it was like nobody wanted to play with me. Nobody was talking to me, so I kind of left.
Okay.
You know, and then I started playing with Nito, and then me and Nito just kind of hit it off, and we play very well. We've got the same play style, so we just kind of hit it off, and I've been playing with him almost every single day. He's an amazing team player,
He is in chat right now.
Yeah, I can't say anything bad about him. I mean, he's a lot of fun to play with,
Yep.
And but if he's not on, I play with a lot of random people, and I honestly don't like to play with randoms because here lately it's like it's a newbie, and just they don't know what they're doing, and there's no teamwork or no communication, or the comms go down and you can't talk, and it just drives me nuts not being able to communicate.
Or they just have it turned off and they're pretending it's not working. Oh,
yes,
God.
yes, exactly. Yep. Or they're, I've had it on this whole time. I'm like, well, why aren't you talking? But communication is the key. If you want to play the game, have fun, and win the game, you have to communicate and stick with your team.
Perfect. Let's talk about your getup today. It's not your gold jacket, but you now own a gold jacket. Congrats to that. You're sporting a more Halloween look today, but my question is what is your earliest or your most your favorite skin that you own?
PJ with the black jacket.
Dark PJ?
Is my that's one of my favorite ones. I don't have all of them, but there's a few, like the wolf. I would love if they came out with a green dragon. I would only wear that one.
And that would be my next question: is if you could ask Big Box to make you a skin, what would it be?
Green dragon. That's right. And just a human with a green dragon head. That.
Yep. Any specific character you would like to see it on? One of the regular characters?
Just as long as I had a gold jacket, I'd be set.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. If you started playing today as a noob green dragon, what would the now green dragon tell noob green dragon to learn right away? Something you would teach a noob.
Climbing. Climbing fast.
Yep. And would that entail the one-hand climb as well, or just the climbing fast?
Yep. Both.
Okay.
Both. The climbing in general, that's kind of a big deal. I learned that, and I tried teaching Pink, and there for a while I was trying to teach like other people that were new how to climb and how to do it one-handed and stuff, and then Pink started getting used to it. It didn't come to her at first, but she got it. It took her a while.
I'm actually thinking about changing my dominant hand because I can play with both in most sports. And I thought maybe I would try it and pop one, because one thing that I can't do that is my weakness is I cannot one hand or fling climb with my left hand. I don't know if it's like a shorten in my muscles or tendons or something going on, but I can't do it. So when I'm climbing, I literally have to hold on and shoot with my right hand. I can't climb up a wall with a gun. It's not possible. So I actually considered changing my dominant hand.
I could do that with both hands.
Interesting. So my question then is do you have your stats available that you want to share with us?
Actually, I do. Let me grab my phone.
Yes, certainly. And while you guys are waiting, just know
I just
that
looked up my stats. I've got them right here on my screen.
Perfect. Hello, Thunder.
This is the recent
Thanks for
ones.
popping in. Hello, Anthony. Alberto. Thanks for joining the stream. And over in Twitch, hello, you guys.
I'm ready whenever you are.
Other Bergs and Mortal J-Man. Thank you for being here. We are going to do Green Dragon's stats. Yeah.
So, I actually, today is my 1 year mark.
Oh, hey,
for population 1.
congratulations!
It tells me
Your
right here.
pop-anniversary!
Yeah. My
Perfect
gold PK
timing!
before the winter mark.
Nice. All right, let's talk about where you are in the lineup.
All right, so it looks like so I've played 4,935 games. Let's see, 854 wins. 8,704 kills. So my average kills is 1.8. But that I don't think these should be correct because I think I should be able to reset them. You know, because this also has the stuff from when you first start as a newbie. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
once you get to a certain level, you should have the choice to
reset
the
start.
stat.
Yeah, I agree. Although I think mine might get worse.
My win rate, actually, since I started playing with Nito, has gone up tremendously. I'm at 17.3 win rate, where before I was at like an 8 or a 9. You know, because I wasn't really worried about winning. I mean, I was, but I wasn't. I was just trying to have fun. You know. Yeah, that was a big thing. But my daily win rate has gone up to a 33.3.
Nice.
And my weekly is at a 27.8. So, I mean,
that
it's
is
slowly
a lot.
moving up. Yeah, it's slowly moving up. What else? I'm just looking at all the other stats here. For this season, I'm at 779th place for the weekly wins for this week. Kills, I'm at 567. So I'm getting up there slowly but surely.
Sweaty, beastly. Good job. Let's talk about that sweatiness. The rank placement system. Did you like it? What were your thoughts about it?
I didn't mind it. I liked it because it gave me something to look forward to. You know, all I wanted to do is to get to Masters, you know, and get the red trail, you know, and that's all. I mean, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I didn't have a problem with it. At first, it was like really rough trying to get up there, you know, because like I said, we weren't winning a lot back then, but then we progressed and I started going and getting like massive kills. I don't know what happened, but it's like somebody flipped a switch and I got good, and you know, and I'm just progressing better as we go.
Okay. I'm curious. I'm going to ask some more personal questions to get to know you as a person outside of Pop 1, but they're simple ones. Hopefully not too personal, right? We'll start with the favorites. Those are the ones that I like to ask. Do you have a favorite food?
Favorite food? I love steak.
How do you like it cooked?
So there for the longest time, I like my New York steaks, just as long as they're cooked right. But my all-time favorite is teriyaki chicken or rice. I could eat that every day.
I
no
could
problem.
too. A nice little bowl of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's money. Oh, okay. Now I want that. Now I'm hungry. What are you doing to me? All right, it's almost dinner time here. I know, right? I would love a teriyaki bowl. That sounds fabulous. What is your favorite holiday?
My favorite holiday, I think it would be Christmas, because just to see the smiles on the kids' faces, you know.
Sure.
I try to go all out for my kids on like Christmas, you know, and kind of spoil them, you know, because I never had.
Reno,
that when I was
chum,
growing up.
stop. Oh, creepy, right? I was listening to your stream last night where you were talking to your dogs, so I wrote down your dog's names so I could look down and remember what were their names. We'll get to that question in just a second.
Reno's my baby.
Okay. What would be your favorite movie or TV series, TV show, something that you're hooked on?
Goonies. Goonies is my all-time favorite. I love the Goonies. Always have, always will. I mean, I still watch it to this day.
And being on the Pacific Coast, I imagine you've been to the Goonies site?
Yeah. Actually, just about 3 weeks ago, I think it was. Maybe it was a little longer than that.
Uh-huh.
We went up and saw the Goonies house and saw the jail and stuff. At the
Yep.
beginning of the movie, you see the jail.
It's right up there by
we
you
went and
guys.
checked that out. That was pretty awesome. But
Cool.
my wife did that without me a few years back, and I won't get into that. Pink, I love you.
Very cool. What's up, Mark? We're here with Green Dragon and Mark Hurst, our
Mark
lurking.
Hurst, what's up, buddy?
Yep, our lurking viewer is in the house. What's up, buddy? All right, we're going to talk about your pets now. So let's go ahead and get into the details of Reno and Chum. Tell me a little bit about them, and then any other critters that have joined your family.
Yeah, so we got Reno about 2 years ago, maybe a little more than 2 years ago. It's the first dog that I've had since I was a kid. I mean, my dog, growing up, he lived for 22 years. He was an amazing dog. We had to put him down when I was like 22 years old. When me and Pink first got together. So.
Yep.
So after that, when my youngest son was born, I got a cat. His name was Rocky. That was my baby. Pink can tell you all about it. I mean, he was an amazing cat. Every day after work, he'd come give me kisses on the chin and just lay on my chest, but he would never do it in front of her until one day she finally caught him and stuff. And ever since then, he would do it in front of her.
Aww.
But yeah, so Reno, we had to put my cat down right after we got Reno, unfortunately.
Okay.
Hardest thing for me. But Reno, he came into our life. He was a rescue dog, and that's my dog. I mean, just the way he looks at you or looks at me is just. I mean, his sight is on me, and
he's connecting.
He's just an amazing dog.
Yeah.
He is connected with me. Chum, he's actually my middle son's dog, and he hangs out with me all the time with Chum and Reno and stuff while he goes to work. So yeah, I mean, Chum's an amazing dog. He's kind of bonded with me too.
I gotta know, what kind of dog is Chum? That's a great name.
So Chum, he's a mix, pit bull, Siberian Husky, Lab, Dalmatian. And I don't know the rest, but he's a mutt.
Okay.
So
mutt working
is
dog.
Reno.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And Reno's a chocolate Lab, and a
Okay.
bunch of other stuff, Husky, but yeah.
Cool. All right, I'm going to guess, Green Dragon, if I believe you are a coffee, energy drink, tea, or soda kind of drinker. I know you like the whiskey, but we're going to leave that out of it. Let's see here. Just last night. I know,
whiskey, that was the first time I drank in over a year. So.
I just wanted to put that out there again.
Yeah.
Let's see. I do not believe you're going to be energy drink, and I kind of feel like maybe soda's not your thing. I feel like you could get into some coffee, but you are very zen and very calm, and your lifestyle, to my knowledge, says maybe tea, but I'm gonna go coffee.
Hey, listen.
Okay, so when me and Pink first got together, I drank coffee till I went to bed. For years, I drank coffee. I still drink coffee, but I only drink 1 cup of coffee in the morning.
Okay.
I quit drinking Mountain Dew a long time ago, but I kind of picked that back up here about a month ago.
Okay.
I love my Mountain Dew. I've always drank Mountain Dew. I used to drink Red Bulls and energy drinks. I used to love it. And then I quit doing that stuff, and I just started drinking water because I wanted to be healthier.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still drink my coffee. I still drink my Mountain Dew. But those are my 2 drinks.
I'll consider that a half win. Yay! What is up,
No,
PlayStation?
I love tea, though.
Nimble Player. We're here with this guy. He's the important guy of the hour, Green Dragon. He's also live right now. Yeah, please hop over and make sure you guys are liking and following and sharing his content. He's on Facebook right now. Feel free to jump over there and say hey. Make sure you mention something in chat. Say hey, I'm here. We are getting down to the last quarter of our interview questions here. Getting back into some gaming questions. So, Green Dragon, when you turn the game on, you put the headset on and you're getting ready to go, do you warm up? Do you use the training park? Do you use bots?
No.
Do you go into a mode? Or do you dive in like a crazy man?
I get straight in.
And so your warm-up is like the first game.
In the game.
Yeah, okay.
It takes me a few games to get warmed up.
Okay. Any warm-up that you do with any specific guns in the lobby?
Nope.
Okay.
I just grab whatever. I go stand on my rock over there and try talking with my chat up there when I've got people on. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
When I was with Red Legend, it was over there, and I'd post my little dragon and stuff like this right here. See, welcome to the Dragon's Den.
Oh my gosh, where did that come from? Is that an actual spray?
Amazing? Yeah.
That's a real spray?
But yeah. So I used to do it at the side of the building on this building here when me and Red Legend were playing together.
Yeah.
You know, when I first started streaming and stuff like that. That was the thing. But now that I'm streaming and I come over here and just kind of chat.
That's super cool. I haven't seen that one before. That's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
When it came out, you were like, hell yeah.
Oh yeah. I've never, ever since I got that one, I have never taken it out.
Changed it. Yep. I don't blame you. Makes sense. What are your thoughts of playing with the youth of Population 1? All of our squeakers and all of our little guys growing up into this game.
You know, I don't have a problem with it. You know, I think it's fun sometimes, just as long as they're not too overly loud, as I should say. But I when I was younger, I used to help coach my kids' baseball and basketball teams and stuff, you know, and so I don't have a problem with it. You know, they're our future. Sometimes they're very loud and obnoxious, and you know, sometimes I'll play with them, sometimes I don't. It just depends on what type of mood I'm in and stuff, you know. Sometimes I'll friend them up, sometimes I won't. It all depends on how they act towards me. You know what I mean?
Yep, I do. I'm gonna guess now if I believe you're a rage quitter, yes or no. And although I've seen you get heated in the game, it is just a game, and I see you recognize that. So my answer would be no. Are you a rage quitter?
No, I'm not. I have in the past, though. It depends on who my teammates are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any specific personality types that would push you?
Just if somebody's like just talking smack and like to me personally, you know, with the disrespect and stuff like that. Yeah. If I'm showing you guys respect, I expect it back. That's the way I think. But if you're going to be disrespectful towards me or any of the other players, I don't tolerate that. Yep. I don't like that at all.
I appreciate that. I like that thought process. Let's see here. We're getting into some favorite questions again, but this one's Pop One related. Who is your favorite streamer to watch? And if that's an uncomfortable situation for you to answer,
no, it's perfectly fine because like I said at the beginning of the stream, Wesley Snipes, that's my very first streamer that I started watching. I love watching him. He's my all-time favorite only because he's fun to watch, you know. I mean, he really is. All the others like Hater and Raging, I watch everybody. I try to watch everybody equally, but mainly, I mean, since the last update, I'm not getting notifications at all that they are even online. So I had to go back to their sites and start clicking everything and redoing it and putting them under my favorites all over again. and
Yikes.
stuff.
Okay.
So that was really weird. I don't know what happened there.
It happened
but
to
yeah, for
quite
the
a few
longest time.
people, actually. I heard a lot of the same comments from a lot of folks. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not uncommon that the updates do kind of crank out some weird things that happen. For sure.
Yeah.
All right. In your streaming world, there's been a lot of things that you've had to do to set up and stream and get support and ask questions and like watch people and learn from them and reach out and say, can you help me? Is there anybody you would like to thank that gave you maybe some tips or time?
He's Red Legend. Actually, we video chatted. He got onto my computer and he really helped me out a lot at the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So there's still a lot of stuff that I'm trying to learn that I haven't gotten help with yet. But I really haven't asked too much to help me recently. I mean, I've reached out a few times, but not a whole lot like I should, because there's stuff that I still want to learn, and stuff I want, like my chat, for instance. I want to get the chat on my wrist. I try to figure stuff out on my own. I cannot figure it out. I just haven't reached out to anybody yet.
Great person to reach out to if you're connected with him in any way that can help you with that. Mad Daz. Smart dude. He can help you do that if that's somebody you need.
Yeah, everybody's offered, and I just haven't jumped to it, because I click my right Oculus button and it brings up my chat right in front of my face, and I do it like that, which I think it's okay. I don't mind that, but it's like it'd be so much easier if it was right here. You know what I mean? Then I can engage a little more, because that's one thing that I kind of lack on. Like I get into the game, and I don't talk to my chat for like halfway through the game.
Hey, I'm with you there. I am the same way, and I'm standing here doing an interview, and I don't keep up with chat. So I'm with you. Funny thing is I actually have the ARM chat. I just don't use it. For real.
Yeah. I think it'll help me out in the long run, getting used to it being on my wrist, and chatting that way, and be able to pay attention, because I can multitask. It comes very natural to me, because in management and retail management, you have to multitask, otherwise you're not going to make it, So
all right, only a question that Pink can answer, but now we will all know the answer too. Boxers, briefs, or commando when you're playing VR?
I wear boxers, but I have my shorts and a t-shirt on all the time.
Nice. Yep. Okay. Let's get into the techie stuff. The stuff that that's what I think about it. But I love the people that know about it, because we get these awesome streams and these great content. These creators out there have come up with some amazing things, like you were mentioning, Wesley Snipes. Just the things that they come up with to interact with people and entertain us, it's phenomenal. So I want to talk a little bit about your setup in terms of programs, surroundings, if you use green screen, what system you're running on. Go ahead and share a little bit about that.
Okay. So I've got a very nice computer. I have the green screen set up. I just need to get a camera for it. I'm actually doing it out of my front room, dining room area, where there's not really a lot of space. So I'm not in a big hurry to do it. Once my kids grow up and move out, then I'm gonna have my own room. And Pink will have her own room. But yeah. So the green screen that will come soon. I don't put myself on camera and stuff, because I'm still working through my accident and stuff like that.
Sure.
But yeah, I've got a dog cage that kind of goes around me, keeps people away from me, so because I don't want to hurt somebody.
Oh, that's smart. Put yourself in the dog cage. That's smart.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Right.
That's like when your kids are bad, you put the parent in timeout.
Right.
Yeah.
but I've got it kind of going around me, but like hooked onto the side of my couch, goes around me kind of in a half circle,
Okay.
just to block anybody coming in.
If that were me, I would probably take like a complete dive over it because I move so much when I play.
Well,
I would just go,
and
whoop.
I used to draw out a big square, like a 10-foot square, and I used to play like that, you know. And then when I started streaming, I'm like, okay, I got to figure something out because I want to go wired. I want to use the wire instead of using the air link.
Sure.
You know, because so I got up on my ceiling. I've got a little pulley system that holds the cord, and then the cord comes down above me. And then I started playing in the circle, in the stationary mode. So, yeah.
Nice.
But other than that, I use just OBS. That's all I use, OBS.
Okay. When you're playing the game and you've got to make that decision to hot drop and pod, how do you make that decision? When do you hot drop? When do you pod?
I've really been getting used to hot potting. I used to always pod out, you know. But as soon as I started playing with Nito, he likes to hot drop, you know, and get into the action. And I'm kind of doing that with him and getting used to it. So I really like to get into the action like right away. It just depends on who I'm playing with and whatnot. Pink's calling me right now. Pink, I'm unavailable at this time.
We're almost done, Pink. I promise.
Yep. All right, love you too. Bye. All right, so she'll probably join us. She must have just got off work.
Sweet.
And stuff, so she'll be on her way home.
Nice.
She took the Jeep today, so.
I love Jeeps.
But yeah,
just a fact.
I love to hot drop. It just depends on who I play with.
Okay.
Sometimes when I play with Pink Dragon and Shadow Dragon, sometimes I can get them to hot drop with me. Sometimes not. So it just depends.
Okay. And what would be like you just mentioned, like sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Do you have any problems with separating? Do your teammates sometimes pod out and you drop and then they pick you up if you go down?
Sometimes that happens. It depends on like if right when I start to take a drink of my Mountain Dew, the game starts and everybody's already going out. If they've already gone out and hot dropped, then I will hop in a pod myself and go a little ways out or go all the way out.
You always pick out a streamer when they're sitting on the platform.
Always.
So true.
But yeah, it just depends on who I'm playing with. I used to be really bad about going away, you know, back when me, Red Legend, and Pink, you know, we'd always be separated and stuff, you know. Sometimes we'd win, sometimes we'd lose. You know, it just, yeah, but once I started to watch the comps and do the comps and stuff, I just kind of, with mental notes like, hey, you know, all these people are like really sticking together and playing really tight, you know. And that's something that I've been working on, playing with Nito and stuff. And yeah, there's still times that we kind of get separated, you know, because he's like fast paced, you know, and I play like that also, but he's a lot quicker than me and stuff. But yeah, I'm getting there though.
And Nito also says, "Damn right, I love to hot pod."
That's right. He does.
And hot drop.
He likes to get into that action. That's right.
Very good. What's up, Joy Boy? Hello, Babanyaro, Bahar and Sanam. Thank you for joining. We are wrapping up the final questions of our Population 1 interview with Green Dragon. And my question for you, Green Dragon, is, in your opinion, today, who is the best Population 1 player?
Me?
Perfect.
No, one day I will be.
Yes.
One day I will be. But right now, you know, I was actually watching Sumachi for the first time ever, because people's always talked about Sumachi this, Sumachi that. So I watched one of his reels the other day where he took out the last squad with a knife. And
Insult.
I don't see how he did it, but that was amazing. So I think he would make it at the top of the list.
Good pick. I think that's a great pick. Lots of great players out there for lots of different reasons, and that question could be bent amongst who is the best nade user, who is the best peeker, who is I mean, there's so many. On the
gun, you know.
Give everybody the same gun. Who is the best one with that gun? Absolutely. So,
Yeah.
my last question for you is, if you have a proud moment in Population One, or a moment that you think everyone should experience, and that might be an awesome kill, an awesome game, the way you met a person, something that you were like, that is the way Population One should be experienced. Is there a proudest moment for you?
Um, my proudest moments, I should say, is when I've met everybody that I know now.
Mm-hmm.
I, that's the biggest thing for me is just the friendship,
Mm-hmm. I think
the friendships that I've made in Pop One.
that is a
Um,
perfect answer. You couldn't
yeah,
have said it any better. That is something that I think everybody who picks up a VR to experience some kind of game, if you would just grab Population One and jump in, the
yeah.
community is awesome. It really
It
is.
is, and especially with the kids nowadays, they don't have the communication that we had, say, 20 years ago. They don't get outside much. In Population One, or in VR alone, it's really creating that environment of communicating with people.
The social
And
atmosphere.
now with the online schools and the online gaming, people
Mm-hmm.
don't get out like they used to. You know what I mean?
Yep, this is a great place for them to expand in that area,
Yeah.
especially kids that have a
Yep.
lot of anxiety or social issues. It's perfect. So,
Exactly. Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
All
Yep.
right. Well, Green Dragon, I want to say thank you. But one more highlight that I want to mention is you stream to do things for other people, and it's not
Mhm.
recognized enough. You've recently done something for Taekwondo. Do you want to share what that was?
Correct. So we raised money. We had last minute notification that there was going to be a tournament. So we had like a month and a half to prepare for it.
Mm-hmm.
So that it was all last minute. Well, with COVID and all that, a lot of the students' parents are still trying to get back onto their feet, per se.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
So what I did was tried to raise money, and my goal was only 500, and that's what I raised, was $500. There was other people from other places that helped also. So we came up with 2,000 in total for this.
Wow. Great job.
Which that helped with the gear, the clothing the gis that they had to wear,
Mm-hmm.
the patches that to represent Dragon Brand martial arts. So it all went to that, but I mean there was so much extra that we had, so we're going to be using that money towards like special events for these kids, for the whole Dragon Brand martial arts. It's going to be going towards other things, not just the Taekwondo tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And this tournament's a big thing. It's actually next Saturday, on the 5th, this coming Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Here in Portland, Oregon, at the Expo Center. So if you guys are in Portland, come check us out.
Same one your
It's gonna be
daughter's
an
competing at?
Yeah, my daughter is, and my son is, and this is their first competitions.
Yay! Good luck, kiddos.
They've done it since COVID has started. So
Okay.
it's been a couple of years since they've done it. So this is kind of a big deal. And the guy that's doing it, started it up. He's actually a kung fu martial artist. He's an amazing guy. I met him one time before because my oldest son was going to do kung fu with him also. So I've seen him. I've seen his group of kids, and they're amazing, very very skilled individuals. But it's going to
Awesome.
be kung fu, taekwondo, karate. It's all different martial arts, and it's more like a Karate Kid scene, not an MMA scene, because we
Mm-hmm.
don't want these kids to get hurt.
Right.
But we want them to try, and it's a point system, just like Karate Kid. So
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be an amazing thing, you guys, amazing thing.
Awesome. Well, good luck in that. That sounds like an awesome weekend. Good luck to your kiddos.
Yeah.
Are you going to be
Thank you.
continuing to play after this interview?
I actually, what time is it? It is 3:34. I've been going live for 3 hours now. I will probably be playing a couple more matches after this. So I'll probably be playing for another hour, or I might just keep playing until Pink gets home.
Pink joins you?
Because we do have to get the kids ready so we can go trick-or-treating for like an hour. But then later on this evening, I'll be hopping back on, most likely after we're done trick-or-treating, to play some more.
Well, everybody in chat, if you would make sure that you go over and like, follow, and share Green Dragon on Facebook. You can find more content sharing on TikTok. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for scheduling this with me. I've been poking at you for quite some time now.
You have.
I'm like, are you ready
yet?
yet?
Going back to work, they kind of put a stop to things, you know.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
So I decided to do it on my own. You know, you could get Pink Dragon later on if you like.
Yep, and I'm gonna have to do that. So Pink, I'm watching.
Yep, she's available on weekends right now.
Very cool. Well, I will leave you to your devices and go back to your gaming, and I'm going to say goodbye and good luck with your games this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
Happy Halloween, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yes, you too. Happy Halloween.
We'll see you later.
All right, we'll see you later. Take care.
Thank you, everybody, for popping in for that TipsyTrixie takeover. Happy Halloween to all as well for those of you in U.S. If you're not in U.S., happy holidays for you as they begin where you are located. I have, let's see here, a very awesome interview planned. I do not have one on the books tomorrow, which is my typical day. I have it scheduled for Wednesday. It is Pink Ponage. Yup, that's right. And then back to my regular schedule on Thursday. I have two of them. I have them one at 5 o'clock Central Time and one at 8 o'clock Central Time. That's Omega Havocs and Plato's Cave. So we're going to kick off two on Thursday. But don't miss that Wednesday one. We're going to go more into detail about tactics and a lot more things to ask Pink Ponage with his intelligence of this game. So thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate your time. I'm going to find somebody to send you off to that I think is just as well deserving and needs some views. I love this guy. He's amazing. Please stick around, say hi, like, share, and follow his content as well. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. Have a great evening.